Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Sappity Babbity and I have a dungeon walkthrough for you guys today. Before we get into that, check out all the links and timestamps in the description, like the video, and subscribe for more. Or the duckies gonna get ya. To be able to do Rune Temple, you need to be at least a minimum level of 50 and have a gear score of 2100. These are some of the items that you can get. Depending on what class you are, these items may be a bit different. You're going to be running Rune Temple primarily to get these equips right here, the MSL Onyx equips. You want these items because they're going to be used for the Chaos raids, which are coming in about 2 weeks. The MSL Onyx equips are used for Chaos Varicant, and you can also get the equips from Beyond Link Triz. For this dungeon, I would recommend having 3 ranged classes and 1 priest. You can do it with melee, but it makes it a lot easier if you're ranged because everybody can support each other. Before we get into the dungeon, we need to jump off the cliff here and go to our Scion of Light to get that extra 4% piercing for the dungeon. So it looks like my character broke his legs in the process, but that's okay because we can talk to our physician and fix that. Oh, just kidding, it looks like I'm pretty healthy. So since this was the first time for all of us to complete this dungeon, we had to do some trial and error and figure out what was best for the dungeon. We ended up doing it 4 times, but I think that's good because it shows exactly what not to do. So the first time we failed because if you look at the top right, 2 of us were on the left side and 2 were in the middle. You do need to split up for this to be successful. The second time we made it all the way to the boss but didn't know exactly what to do when he swung his sword, which resulted in a restart. The third time we figured out which side we liked to be on, which was the red side, but unfortunately we had a bad run leading up to the boss, so we had to restart 1 more time. The 4th run was the golden run. If you guys are interested in timestamps, check out the description. It'll get you to the more crucial parts of the dungeon a lot quicker. Otherwise, enjoy the walkthrough. In the beginning, if you decide to go left or right, you will see some lasers that are shooting towards you from the middle path. As the middle path, you want to focus the purple guy that is at the edge of the path that's going to be shooting some lasers towards you, as well as the machines that are shooting sideways towards the side paths. If you decide to go down the middle, ideally you are a priest and a ranged class. What you want to do is rush to the most north part of the platform, defeat that purple guy that's shooting the lasers at you, and then get rid of the lasers that are shooting sideways towards the side platforms. If you are on the side platforms, you can wait a few moments, the lasers will turn off, then you can move forward to kill the mobs. Once you get to the end, there are going to be 3 purple ghosts that are shooting lasers. What you want to do is focus on the way that they're looking while they're charging their lasers. Once their lasers are charged, they're going to shoot in that direction for a few seconds and it does a lot of damage, so watch out. So the way that you split right here is very important. You always want your priest and your range to go on the same side. This is because the priest doesn't have as high DPS as the other classes, and so when it's soloing its platform, it will need a little bit of support from the range class to make the dungeon go a little bit quicker. This part of the dungeon is where that split earlier you made with the priest and the range becomes really important. If you're playing the priest, you want to go on the same platform that I'm going here, which is I guess the bottom or the southmost platform. you're playing a ranged role, you want to go on the north platform. You're going to be taking out the boss and the machines that are shooting the lasers towards the south platform. Once you're done with all the mobs or the ads that you have to kill, you can hop on top of the platform right there, the little wooden one you see, and help out your priest. So depending on which way you split earlier, you'll have different responsibilities at this part. If you end up where I'm at, you're going to have a big green boss that you're going to be fighting. The other two will be on the south part of the map, and there's going to be vases that they can pick up and throw at these green bosses to stun the boss. Once you're done fighting both of these bosses, there will be a portal that pops up that takes you to another portal, which is up here.
The unworthy will suffer.
Congratulations, you have made it to the boss Nutaman, or Nutaman, however it's pronounced. This boss uses different types of elemental damage. The left side is what uses primarily elemental damage, which I think is easier to fight the boss fight on, and then his right side uses a sword to swing across the map. The first move you're gonna see are the icicles falling from his arm. You can see the little blue circle on the ground right there. Just dodge out of the way and you'll be perfectly fine. This goes for the same as fire and thunder. There are gonna be circles that pop up and you just need to dash out of the way. At this point, you're going to see him pull his hand back, shoot it forward, and out of his hand are going to come elemental homing missiles. He does this for all the different elemental types, and they do apply a debuff. There's not much you can do about it. Up next, if you get hit by the purple aura that he shoots out of his eyes, the efficiency of your health pots will decrease. This move doesn't do any damage, but it does suck that your potions aren't as good as they could be. If you're playing a class that has heal like the priest or the berserker's lifesteal, these skills are still 100% good. Now we have the element of wind. He's going to drop this tornado right in the middle of the map. All you need to do is run away from it and you'll be perfectly fine. You don't even need to dash. With his mighty hand of fire, he's going to smash the ground. Once he picks it up, there's going to be an area of fire damage. Make sure you stay out of the way of that.
This is the way of mortality.
Now for this part, I like to call it the Whirlwind move. This move is very similar to the Tornado, but it is much stronger. He's going to pull you into this Whirlwind and you're going to be stuck for just about the whole time. What you want to do is right before he closes his hand to pick you up, dash out of the Whirlwind. I'm not sure, but if you have a knight, you may be able to block him picking you up. If he does pick you up, it is an insta-kill, so ripperoni. If you do manage to make it out, hop on top of the pillars that come out of the ground right in front of him, and you can damage him from there. At this point, after he struck his sword down to the middle of the ground, you want to make sure you're watching out for any of the elemental effects that could be popping up. This goes for ice, thunder, and fire. There are circles that could pop up, just dash out of the way and you'll be fine. So once you see him pick up his sword or move at all, you want to jump into the holes that were created after he picked up his sword. He's going to be swinging his sword across the map, and you want to hop into these holes while he's doing such. You won't get damaged. If you have a priest, you may be able to heal through the sword swings without jumping through the hole, but I'd rather not risk it. When he uses the strike down wind move, there are going to be some pillars that pop up around his sword. When you stand on the outside of these pillars, you won't get damaged and you can still attack, which will help your DPS stay consistent. With the final swings of my sword, the boss was done for. Congratulations everybody, you have completed Rune Temple. If you get equips that are not for your class, you want to go ahead and dismantle those. Any equips that you get from hard adventure dungeons are not tradable in the market or to any other characters. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me for this 20-minute video. If you liked it, smack the like button below as well as the subscribe button for more content. It has been your guy, Sabbity Babbity.